I got a real serious question. Is Ryan Garcia, aka King Rye, is he really tapped in? Is he really focused on his upcoming task with Devin Haney? He seems to be talking about a whole lot of different issues. That's what I'll cover in today's video. Ryan Garcia, quite the personality, quite the character. Ryan Garcia, if you check out my last video, I made a video. He's calling out a UFC fighter. He's calling for a fight. That UFC fighter is Sugar Sean O'Malley. And out of nowhere, like I don't know, because I know O'Malley has an upcoming fight in the UFC. So I don't know what this is even about. Like what engagement, what sparked it, what created it. Like I know in the past, Sugar Sean O'Malley has gotten at Shakur Stevenson. He's called out Gervonta Davis. And he's even had an exchange of words with Ryan Garcia. But this latest occurrence, I have no idea why Ryan said that. But Ryan is asking Dana White, what's up? He's like, what's good? I want to fight. And he even said he'll fight in the UFC, right? You guys see it right there. I'd fight Sean O'Malley in the UFC. That's it. But Dana White, you'd have to cut me that real check. So all in all, it looks like Ryan Garcia, at least from the outside looking in, looks insanely distracted. Now, for me, this is not a good thing, right? And there's more to it. So make sure you stay tuned to the end of this video. There's other little nuanced things that I'm seeing and picking up on, which lead me to believe what I'm saying here, or at least in the here and now. And there's a lot of people, they want to do what I do, but they don't get on the mic like me. They don't deliver the news smooth like me. And when I say stuff, it's usually because of a multitude of things that I've researched that lead me to believe. I like, contrary to maybe some people's belief at home, I don't just get on and hit record willy-nilly and make content. There's thought put into it. It's research. I dot my I's and I cross my T's. So when I'm saying this about Ryan Garcia, it's really not one thing. It's not just the Sean O'Malley call out. It's the incessant post going at all these other figures, responding to all this other shenanigans, and you're about to fight Devin Haney. You should pretty much be locked down in camp, gearing up for the Devin Haney fight. But we see Ryan Garcia kind of doing everything but, and I feel that is a bit odd. Now, ironically enough, Canelo Alvarez, payday, you want payday? I know that. Canelo Alvarez, who is like a big brother to Ryan, or at least the point of his career. Canelo Alvarez was in the gym, or actually Ryan was in Canelo's gym. And during this time where Ryan was training with Canelo's trainer, Eddie Reynoso, in Canelo's gym, I remember that basically Canelo called him lazy. He says that boxing is hard and you got to take it seriously. And he says, and I quote, that Ryan is wasting his talent. Here we are. So this was a couple years ago, around Halloween, October 28th, 2021. So this was before the Gervonta Davis fight. But you see it. Canelo Alvarez calls out Ryan Garcia, says the boxer is, quote, wasting his talent. Now, I will say this. Canelo, some of the moves he makes in terms of like picking an opponent, some of that stuff is definitely suspect. right? Fight Benavidez, right? But at the same time, one thing you can't take away from Canelo is he's operated at the highest level in boxing, and he looks disciplined, and I feel like that discipline has gotten him this far in his career. So you can't say that Canelo hasn't put in work throughout his career, because he has, right? So you see, pound for pound, number one boxer Canelo Alvarez knows his opinion carries a lot of weight, so he didn't hold back in his criticism of rising boxing star Ryan Garcia. And what Canelo actually said, quote, "Look, Ryan Garcia has a lot of talent, but to me, in my eyes, he's wasting a lot of his time and wasting his talent," Canelo told Complex Magazine. "I look at him, Ryan Garcia, and I don't see him 100% dedicated, and to us, that's a bad signal." He says he doesn't see him 100% dedicated, right? It says, we always remind him as a team to come to the gym. Now, that's crazy. That's crazy. Canelo is saying that we reminded him to come to the gym. Like, as a fighter, that should never be the case. It shouldn't take for Canelo to remind you. But this is the quote. Canelo says, quote, "We always remind him as a team to come to the gym to train and to learn, because you need to be in the gym," Alvarez said. "You're learning day by day, at the very minimum, fighting 5 times a year. When I was beginning my career, I did 15 fights in 1 year. That's where I was at the beginning of my career. So definitely he needs to be a little more dedicated." So if a mastermind and accomplished boxer like Canelo Alvarez was saying this years ago, I'm curious to see, was Canelo right all along? Because y'all could play games with me. Like some people think I do videos to be mean, to talk about people. I do videos because it's my job. It's my job to speak to the masses in my sport of boxing and inform you, let you know what's going on. And that's what I do. This is my job, and I don't sacrifice it or bend the rules or slight the coverage. Like, I give you real boxing coverage, real conversations, and some conversations need to be had. So I'm not saying this to pick on Ryan. I don't have any issues with Ryan Garcia, but this is highly concerning. And depending on how this fight plays out, it could make Canelo Alvarez look like a prophet, because he was telling you in 2021, hey, these are bad signals that I'm seeing from Ryan Garcia. Now, here's the problem that I have. This was a couple years ago, 2021. So that was the year after the pandemic was first, known about in America, right? So 3, potentially 4 years later, and Ryan Garcia's behavior still seems, we'll say, immature in that regard, where you have a fight, the fight gets announced, Golden Boy is like, oh, we're doing the fight at the Barclays Center. Oscar De La Hoya is saying this. Then Ryan Garcia is getting on social media talking about, basically, don't believe everything you read. It ain't it until I say it's it. And I don't want the fight in the Barclays. Initially, he said the fight is not happening in the Barclays. And this was right after Golden Boy posted this flyer saying April 20th, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Brooklyn boxing at the Barclays. I mean, this is insanity. Golden Boy, ready to settle a long brewing rivalry at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. So it just looks very chaotic, very all over the place when you have these things. Golden Boy posting a flyer. Ryan saying, I don't want to fight in New York, right? Ryan looking heavily distracted on his social media. And I told you to stay tuned to this video. So here's another distraction. Ryan Garcia was in like some kind of mall or some shoe store and he bought people's shoes, right? He recorded it. He recorded this nice gesture, right? So some people are saying that he didn't do it out the kindness of his heart because why would you record it? Like if you give a homeless person money, but then you're showing the exchange, like did you do it for likes and views or did you do it because you wanted to help the homeless person, right? So people are criticizing this. Ryan Garcia posted this. I thought I add in the comment section, I'm not looking for praise. I do this type of stuff often and never press record. The one time I decide to record, I'm reading so much hate. It saddens my heart. And what does it help to help anyone out? That's a weird sentence. In what does it hurt to help anyone out? That's like a fragmented sentence. I pray for you guys. Don't think me expressing myself, and he spaced out myself, is weakness. I really will turn up. Have a great day. And I hope this brings clarity. Right? So it's like, my thing is this, and maybe it's a generational thing because I'm not Ryan Garcia's age. He's younger than me, right? This new generation, they need to stop caring so much about others' opinions. Like, what is this? Like this whole TikTok era where people care so much. Like, I post a video, I kid you not, and maybe I'm built different, I don't know, but I post a video. Some people are going to love it. Some people won't. That's for y'all to decide. I don't give I don't care. The video, as soon as I publish the video and after I hit record and stop recording, it's out. You know, the video's in the atmosphere. You guys break it apart and, you know, pick it apart and dissect it. Oh, Ego said this is a contradiction. I don't even really read the comments. I ain't going to front. Now, I'm not saying I never look at comments because sometimes it's inevitable. You get like, I open the app and I see some comments, but I don't just peruse through and see, oh, what did people say about me today? I'm working on the next things in my life. So I don't really care what people say. So just Ryan doing a random act of kindness and then almost kind of having to explain it and justify his action. If you know what you did was for the right reasons, just let it rock. You know, who cares what people are saying? And it doesn't stop here. Like this just keeps going with Ryan Garcia. And I said this before, and I want to double down on it. The same thing that makes you can break you. Ryan Garcia did an amazing job and still does an amazing job of utilizing social media to his advantage. 10.3 million followers. That's quite the accomplishment in terms of the amount of followers, people following you. So he's done a great job online and building his platform and his brand and his profile. But at the same time, I will say that this could be the deconstruction of Ryan Garcia as you have a big Devin Haney fight and you look totally distracted. You look so distracted, calling out Sean O'Malley, beefing with Bryce Hall, and then now this. So Ryan Garcia also posted this about because he's going through a divorce basically. And it says, just because Drea and I are divorced, just because her and I are divorced, we don't love. So he meant to put mean. Don't mean we don't love each other. I love her and she loves me. It's simple. Don't try to pin us against each other. We are a team for our beautiful kids. I bet you wish she hated me. Like, what is going on with Ryan, bro? And maybe it's a generational thing. Like, why did you post this? And then turn off the comments. And it says, love you forever, Dre. Drea, I love you forever. Don't try to pin us. Like, what is good? Like, what is this? You're fighting Devin Haney. This is not the behavior that I believe is normal for a fight. And I pointed this out yesterday or in my last video, and no one else has talked about this. Ryan hasn't even posted the official fight flyer. I find that bizarre. This is Devin Haney's dad, so that's not the real flyer. So I find it bizarre that Ryan Garcia is about to fight against Devin Haney. It's supposed to be this big fight. You had this whole altercation with the Shaft leather jacket on, right? And you haven't even, you're posting about Sean O'Malley, tagging Dana White. You're talking about your ex-wife who you're going through a divorce and what people view about that. You're doing all these posts, Bryce Hall posts and all these posts. You haven't even posted an actual flyer. Man, this does not give me any confidence or any faith for this particular fight. Let me know if it gives you confidence. Hopefully Ryan gets together. Hopefully we see some fireworks at the press conference. But I'm telling you, this fight, Haney versus Garcia, off to a rocky start. Shout out to Devin Haney. It's not really his doing, but the opponent, his opponent, is not giving me good vibes. And I've said this before, I wouldn't be surprised if more drama ensues. That's what it's looking like to me.